They didn't say his name anymore. Not in the cities. Not in the government halls he once helped build. He was just a shadow people whispered about. Elias Ford. Once the nation's top defense systems architect. Now, just a ghost above the tree line. 27 winters in total silence. No visitors. No mail. No noise. Up in the Bitterroot Mountains, where snow-buried graves and pine needles whispered secrets. He lived alone in a handmade cabin surrounded by wolves and wind. Locals called him crazy. Kids dared each other to find his smoke trail. Hunters swore they saw him standing in the fog at sunrise, like a guardian carved from ice. But the truth? Elias wasn't hiding from the world. He was grieving it. He had once helped design America's critical systems. The silent code beneath every military command, every hospital, every control tower. And he watched it all get sold. Commercialized. Compromised. He watched people trade honor for efficiency. Truth for speed. Security for comfort. And when they stopped listening, he walked away. Not because he gave up, but because he couldn't bear to watch the collapse from the inside. He lived with the guilt he never spoke aloud. The same hands that kept the country safe had also built its vulnerabilities. So he disappeared and began rebuilding, piece by piece, in the woods. He built with wire, wood, and willpower. He carved maps into his walls. He journaled by candlelight. And every morning, he whispered a name we'll never know. Someone he lost, long before the world lost him. Elias never wanted to be found again. Until the world broke, just enough to remember him. It didn't start with a bang. It started with confusion. Credit cards failed at 9:14 a.m. Hospital monitors froze at 9:22. Planes rerouted. Trains stopped. By 10 a.m., the president had been moved underground. The national grid. Gone. Phones black. Satellites blind. Surgeons left mid-operation. Families in elevators, trapped in darkness. People screamed. Children cried. The elderly clung to battery-powered radios hoping for a voice that never came. And in one silent underground war room, a general stared at a red folder marked Ford Protocol, eyes only. He whispered it to no one. God help us, we have to find him. Across the country, a signal was traced. An analog heartbeat buried in static, still humming from a private frequency deep in the Montana range. It was barely alive. But it was his. A single chopper launched. No cameras. No team. Just one analyst with a photo, a folder, and a prayer. They landed near sunset. Snow waist deep. Wind howling. And there it was. The cabin. Still standing. Still silent. The operative knocked once. Twice. Then the door creaked open. Elias stood in the frame. Gray-bearded, eyes blue as the ice behind him. No gun. No fear. Just tired. Tired of being forgotten. Tired of carrying the weight no one else saw. I know why you're here, he said, voice quiet. You waited too long. But still, he let them in. He didn't demand anything. Didn't ask for his name back. Didn't want revenge. He asked for something no one expected. Can I have 5 hours and my silence? Inside that cabin, time turned backward. Old machines hummed with life. Blueprints covered every surface, stained, folded, real. He pulled down a rusted radio. A switchboard from the Cold War. And a blinking modem that hadn't made a sound in decades. Elias worked with the urgency of someone not trying to be a hero, but someone trying to make peace with himself. Every flick of his wrist, every twist of copper wire, wasn't just about saving the nation. It was about atonement. Because the truth? He blamed himself for building a system that forgot humanity. for trusting men who valued profit over people, for walking away when he should have screamed louder. But now, he could fix it. Quietly. Finally. And so he did. He patched a hidden frequency buried under the Pentagon's old firewall. He rerouted satellite access through a relic antenna powered by solar snow panels. He decrypted a shutdown virus using the only master key, his memory. By the time snow stopped falling, America was breathing again. Babies in NICUs were warming up. Airplanes landed safely. Emergency calls resumed. And nobody, not one screen, not one reporter, not one politician, spoke his name, because he wouldn't let them. He returned to the cabin. The fire still burning. The door still creaking. And as the chopper lifted off, Elias stood alone, watching, just as he had always done. But this time, a single military drone looped above the clouds, quietly transmitting one hidden protocol. In case of collapse, seek Elias node. Mountain frequency, red 17. That was the only evidence he'd ever existed. No headlines. No reward. Just peace. Finally earned. Elias didn't need a statue. He didn't want a medal. He just wanted the world to remember what mattered. That some systems don't run on code. They run on conscience. He lived alone. But in the darkest hour, he was never more connected. If this story touched you, subscribe to the Soul Script. And tell us in the comments. Snowcap Mountain, who is the quietest, strongest person you know?